story about the boy that got away has to do with how I was raised. My parents were very religious, very community-oriented, and with a family of 11 children, we learned socially how to help each other. And what they were all about was helping at home, in our community, in our school, and in our church. And on the road to success and becoming a quote-unquote star, sometimes you forget where you came from. Although I was part of a group that started the Pop Warner program in Watts, I was playing for the Rams at the time and noticed something about a young boy who was very, very gifted as an athlete. And I inquired about him, found out that he was a troubled youth that had been sent from Texas to live with his grandmother. And a rambunctious youngster, about 8 or 9 years old, with no one that a grandmother can handle. Why we as a group, as a community, didn't come alongside her and help is to our detriment. What happens when you point the finger and say somebody should do something, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. One of the things that I learned at my dad's knee is that you are as responsible as you are, as you are, as you are. So we're all in this nonsense together. I ignored what is a very, very pertinent thing in that the Lord speaks highly of those who help widows and orphans. I ignored that, to my detriment and the detriment of my family. This young boy who didn't get what he needed in order to survive successfully, along with 2 of his partners, walked into my mother's kitchen and murdered her, and my sister and 2 of my nephews. We didn't find out who he was until much later, but it was brought to my attention by my sister while we were sitting in court, because she remembered the youngster, and she also remembered that I knew who he was. And it was a horrible revelation to realize that you were as culpable, if not more so, than he was in the killing of your family. I'm not naive to think that I pulled the trigger, but I did have a lot to do with helping those kids fall through the cracks. So when I say my community and I are responsible, that's what I'm talking about. The story of redemption comes with my mother praying for me. I know it. I got another chance. My wife and I started serving a mission in Haiti. After 26 trips, we fell in love with a little boy named Clifton, who helped to start saving my soul by bringing me back to my roots, to understand that there is something I can do. Through him, we met his brothers and sisters. We decided to adopt all of them. Every time we got close to the adoption process being finished, something would happen. There'd be an insurrection, there'd be an election, there'd be rioting, there'd be all sorts of things that would add another year. So after about 4.5, almost 5 years, a major earthquake takes place, something they hadn't had there in Haiti in over 200 years. The earthquake, because we were already in the process of adopting these children, allowed them to be kicked into the country, kicked out of Haiti and into our homes where they live today and are prospering, thank God. That's the story of Kermit's redemption. I know my mom had something to do about it, and that's the reason I'm still alive.